in our Pearls of Wisdom, our 2026 speaker series sessions. We have incredible women all throughout the 2026 amplifying the year of the fire horse. So, what way to do it other than to honor and speak to women before us that have trailed the paths and led the ways and can really give us these golden pearls of wisdom that if only I knew then what I knew now. And I've been finding these series incredible for these learnings and how I can implement that into my life. And today is no exception. We have a wonderful speaker. We have Mona Jarudi with us. And I'd love to just introduce her by her statement of purpose, which I believe is very powerful. And then I'm going to turn it over to Nancy. She says, "My sense of accomplishment is rooted in my desire to bring about positive change and create a difference in the lives of people less fortunate than us. Every step taken towards the betterment of humankind is a major achievement." And that just speaks beautifully to what women are about, the leaders that women are, and why we really need more women to step up. So with that, Nancy Griffin, our founder and owner of Women Worth and Wellness, please, I'd love to hear from all you. What is Women Worth and Wellness? And tell us a little bit more on the personal side about Mona and how you met and why she's here today with you. Why did you pick her?
Okay, thanks so much, Crystal. And for all our listeners, I couldn't do any of this without Crystal. She really, really, really is the magic behind the scene that brings it all together, and of course, lets you know what's coming up next. But the Year of the Horse is really, really special, and I think Women Worth and Wellness, which is 32 years old this year, has waited for this year because it's all about positivity, it's about courage, it's about momentum, it's about action. It's about all the things that we as women know that we can do. And this is exactly what Women Worth and Wellness has been all about over the last 32 years. Women's health and wealth, net worth and self-worth, philanthropy and legacy planning, and holistically circling right back to women's health and wealth. Before we get underway, I want to do a special thank you to Libby Crombie and Rosa McLeod, who are really good friends with Royal LePage. They're one of our sponsors, and I live in the county, and both of them have real estate properties in the county, but also in Toronto, because I know a lot of our listeners are in Toronto. So think of them if you've got any real estate needs, either in the county or in Toronto. And now back to Mona. I'm the past president of the Rotary Club here in Picton. And this is how I met Mona. She's my new best friend, and she lives in Beirut. And when she and I met, were introduced to one another by one of our members here in Picton, who had lived in Beirut and was at the American University there. Mona and I hit it off immediately. And we're hoping at some point next year's Rotary Convention is in Dubai. So maybe we'll meet there. But enough about me. Mona, over to you. Tell us your story, and then we'll have an opportunity for some Q&A.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Nancy. It's an honor to be here with you, and it's an honor for you to have even considered me as part of all of those beautiful women that you are going to feature till the end of this year. I definitely am a proponent of the fire horse because I feel that my energy is copying the fire horse in every possible way the past 2 months. If I may give you a little bit of synopsis about me. I am Mona Jarudi, Lebanese American, educated in American schools and the American University of Beirut. I'm a clinical nutritionist, a master's in clinical nutrition, the first actually clinical nutritionist that graduated from the American University of Beirut. And I did 2 jobs at the beginning, which was the consultant with the Ministry of Agriculture for quality control. And then I was responsible with the United Nations program to oversee the community nutrition program in the greater Beirut area. Unfortunately, 6 months after my graduation, we got married, my husband and I, when we were doing our master's degree. And then the war was about to start in 1975. And this is where the American company that my husband got a job with upon his graduation, we started our journey with them, leaving Beirut in September of 75 and starting our world journey in Athens, Greece. Little did we know that we left everything. We didn't know that we will not be able to go back anytime soon. And that time was almost 30 years later that we came back after a tour of the world. So in my first, I feel like my life is like writing chapters in a book. It's like stringing a necklace, and everywhere I went, there was one or two beads that I was adding to this necklace. And I will never change any of my life for the
No.
world. Although I gave up my career because it was either my husband or myself. We could not both work in all the countries that we lived in. But I found my calling and I found my passion, which at the time was education and then philanthropy, being a part of charity organizations. Athens was like we were young, so I was feeling my way out of our shell. So we were building our future together. And then we were moved to the head office in the US. That was very good. And at that time, I applied to do my PhD. And my husband tells me a couple of months later, after I got accepted, that I'm sorry, we have to move to Nairobi.
Oh my.
So one more time, shelf my, and I was always ready to pack and go, because there was something very exciting about experiencing new cultures. And the way we grew up in my family, my father and mother spread our wings to the world. He never was stood in front of any one of us when we wanted to go and have our education outside or work or whatever. So Nairobi was great. I fell in love with the African culture. The Kenyans were so kind. They protected us at the time when we should be very protected, because there were some political situations happening and foreigners were not very welcomed. So I have nothing but love for that country and for the people. It was really the best experience. Then back to Athens for a little while, and then we had to go from Athens after 5 years. The children were settled in school, etc. But then there was a promotion coming, and we moved to Karachi, Pakistan.
Wow.
And it's very funny that when my husband came to announce this, he said, "Where would you like to go next?" I said, "Anywhere except India and Pakistan." So he did not say anything at that time. And the following day, he said, "I'm really sorry, but we have to go to Pakistan." I said, "I'm packing." So we went, and actually, these were the best 5 years of our lives. And this
Wow.
is where I started really. I was on the board of the school, of the American school there, but I managed to, I don't want to be an expatriate wife. I could do all of that, play the tennis, play bridge, do what the entertaining and all. But I felt that this country was rife for some help. So I joined few charity organizations there and did lots of fundraising for them. I had very, very influential moments in directing the policy of the American school, in hiring the new superintendent and faculty. So that was very solid, because I believe that I have to be part and parcel of my children's education. We started as well. I was on with the team that started the Special Olympics in Pakistan.
Oh my.
Now those people, all the people with disabilities in Pakistan, they were never out in the open. They were never allowed to be seen. And so this was a major step that we started this. And it was a fabulous, fabulous milestone. But unfortunately, again, we had to move. And this time it was to China.
Oh my.
And Shanghai was at that time, it was in 1994. It was just opening up, lots of restrictions on what a foreigner can or cannot do. We couldn't drive, for instance, because we have to be very careful not to have any accident anywhere, because it will be our fault. How to deal with the government, how to deal with what. But I was there for 2 years. There were three, but two out of the three, I was the president of the Expatriate Association, and I grew it from 300 people to 1,400 people.
Oh my.
And we were all very much part and parcel of, there were the social activities, definitely, but we were raising funds for orphanages that we could not channel except through a certain permission that we could get. I was with Project Hope as well, doing lots of great work in the community. And I was on the board of the American School. And the star in my cap there is the American School was only one building on the campus of the Shanghai Girls' School.
Oh
And
my.
I look at my colleagues and I say, it's really sad that there are lots of Americans that are going to come in. It's opening up. There are multinationals that are going to come into the country. So why don't we buy a piece of land and build a new school? Everybody thought that I was crazy at that time because I chose to buy in Pudong, which was marshland at that time. Fast forward, this is now the Hong Kong of China. It is all fully built, fully developed. And the school was built, started to be built in my absence because we had to move again. It has 1,200 students, K through 12, very successful. So when we came back to Lebanon, just as into parentheses, the superintendent of the American school here said, "Are you the Mona Jarudi that everybody speaks about in Shanghai?" And I
Wow.
said, I said, because really that was a very brave decision. Because when I stood in front of the parent body and I was proposing this idea, they thought it was nuts. Like this is not going to happen. But I persevered. I had my instinct that this will work. And from there, we went to California. All of those moves were with American companies that my husband was working with. And in California, my children were, Colleen, my number one, went to Tufts in Boston. Natalie and Nadim, my son, they were still in school. So we had them in St. Margaret's Episcopal School in very close to in Orange County, in San Juan Capistrano. And I was on the board of that, on the board of that school, doing some great things. And this is where I encourage diversity in the school, because that school was fully 100% white
Oh
Americans.
my.
And to hear my daughter, after being in Nairobi, in Pakistan, in China, with all this diversity, with all this multiculturalism, saying, "Mom, where is the diversity in the school?" So, we had this open conversation, and there was a quota, and the school started changing and accepting people of different ethnicities and color. Um, so coming back to Lebanon after 27 years was very difficult, very, very difficult, because you come back to a country where you left very young.
Right.
You amidst all those experiences, and you hardly know anyone because my family is all in the U.S. And you need to have soft landing so that people will accept your ideas. And with my perseverance and saying that, my husband is working, I have to now settle back in my own country and I have to make it work because he was heading Medtronic, which is a medical device company based in
Okay.
Minneapolis. So the first very important thing that I did was I was definitely on the board of the American School here. Did lots of changes, meetings in my house all the time. And then a person approached me. He's a very well-known journalist. He said, I've heard a lot about you and your accomplishments, and I would like to run this idea by you. Really, my dream is to start an award event for Arab achievements around the world.
Oh my.
Because there are, in the Arab world, there are brilliant people who really are not recognized one way or the other. And this is where I dove right in, and I wrote the criteria for the awards, designed the trophy. We were a very small committee, and it took off, and it has been now 12 years.
Wonderful.
I was on the selection board, so lots of fantastic names from the different countries, and now there's a chapter that opened in the US
Wonderful.
for Arab achievers. Uh, but then I was an inner wheeler when I came back to Beirut. I was with the inner wheel, which is, as you know, the spouse arm of the Rotary.
Okay.
So my
Yes.
husband was a Rotarian. And by the way, in Karachi, I chartered the inner wheel club of the Karachi Metropolitan. So in Beirut, I joined then, and I did lots of charity work with several missions who were taking care of homeless people, um, name it, and we have done it. And
Wonderful.
then I was invited to be a Rotarian. And just into little parenthesis, if you remember Shikar Mehta, who was a Rotary International President,
Mhm.
whose motto was Rotary connects the world. And this is, you and I are a perfect example of how Rotary connects the world. So
Exactly.
if it were not for Rotary, you and I would not have known each other,
No,
and
never.
we would never have connected.
No.
In 20, I was invited to be a Rotarian in 2013. We had to go to Dubai for 3 4 years, and then came back. 2018, I was the president of our club, and the district governor, who was then in my year, wanted to start a competition in schools for peace building. So that's how
Okay.
my journey with peace building had started. And I did a school, and I did a very nice program with middle schoolers, where it was just very informal. At that time, Lebanon was entering through its financial crisis and its political crisis. So we designed a program that will span over, let's say, 3 to 4 months, and culminated with an art exhibition by the students
My.
depicting peace. How did they envision peace?
Right.
And that time, I felt that that message was for me. How can I carry on peace building? Started a global grant that year, New Generation Peace Building, and it was $100,000 grant to educate 100 university students peace building and conflict resolution. We got a trainer when it was accepted. We got a trainer from the US, Patricia Schaefer, who was the director of the New Gen Peace Building Program. And against all odds, we managed to do it in 2000, when we were just coming out of COVID, when the gas crisis, the electricity crisis was at an all-time high.
Right.
Uh, but those students were so passionate about doing this program because it was all paid for. We did it beautifully. Money was tight because of the devaluation and the problems we had in the bank. But they all attended the training on 3 weekends, carpooling, did not care how did they get there, but every single one of them showed. And we ended
Wonderful.
up as well with 20 people trained the trainer. Then we had a lapse of time, and I had a meeting with past district governors on that it's not right that we have all of those people ready to do something with them, but there was really no interest at the country level at that time to start something big because I wanted to do it at the high school level. So I said, well, then I have to maybe charter a peace building club that will be from the alumni of this program. And it took me 6 months of every Saturday inviting all of those young people, 22 of them, to my
Wow.
house to lay the groundwork to charter. We chartered it in June of 2022. It's the first youth-led peace building club in the world. And it really had lots of visibility. It was written about in the Rotary International magazine. We had some interviews done because it has never happened that there are clubs that are area focused, but to have a youth-led, and they have been brilliant, Nancy. They have been doing the projects, the conferences, the leading into a lot of great work in the community. They're all either students or just beginning to work. So their time is limited.
Amazing. Amazing.
Their resources are limited. And so like all of this was snowballing as I was going. After the success of this, I got approached by a past district governor who said this idea has to grow a little bit bigger, and this is why the meeting we had today. And after I got the certification for being a Rotary Peace Activator last year in Istanbul, when the peace conference happened there, um, he said we have to harness all this energy and see how we can do a peace symposium
Right. Right.
in Beirut,
Right.
where we can invite lots of people from the countries around us, because our district is 9 countries, Nancy. It's if you would like me to name those countries, some are English speakers and some are Arabic speakers. Like we have the UAE, Bahrain, Palestine, Jordan, Armenia, Georgia, Sudan, Cyprus. So we have the 9 countries in our
Wonderful.
district. And and I, being a district peace fellowship chair 2 years ago, and I'm going to be again next year, allowed me to also have some peace fellows start their master's program in one of the 9 peace centers in the world. They all started now their masters in September, and they were like 9 out of 10 finalists that I reviewed applications for, had interviews, and my heart was melting every time I would do an interview with one of those people, and you see the passion. You would wonder, why are all those people so passionate about peace building, all trying to work with NGOs, with the government agencies, with whatever they can, so they can build peace in their communities. So now we are trying to do this the peace symposium that will lead to a peace academy, and we are promoting, and we started also the Rotary Action Group for Peace in Lebanon, and we're trying to promote how to use because Rotary and the Institute of Economics and Peace have a partnership.
Perfect.
So there we send our peace fellows to and they study in one of the peace centers in the world. So we are trying to see and explore how every project in every area of focus will have a peace building element, following the 8 pillars of peace. Because the 8 pillars of peace is how you can design and how you can integrate peace building in the project. So
Mona,
This is
Mona,
this is what,
share
yes.
share the 8 pillars, please.
Now the 8 pillars are the may I read them?
Please.
Now the 8 pillars, when we are trying to design a project, first of all you have to look at if the government in your locale is a well-functioning government, if there are equitable distribution of resources, if there's free flow of information, good relations with the neighbors, high levels of human capital, acceptance of the rights of others, low levels of corruption, sound business environment is very, very important. So these are the 8 pillars. So when you are trying to start a global grant or a service project, you sit and you say, are all these satisfied? Are all those conditions satisfied? If not, you see how you can adjust your project
Right.
to be able to integrate.
Hmm.
And you know, there's this sociologist, Johan Galtung, who addressed peace in the Institute of Economics and Peace, and he has negative peace and positive peace. Negative peace is the absence of war, the absence of violence. But when war stops and violence stops, that does not mean that you have peace. But positive peace is where you build long-term conditions that will enable societies to reconcile, unify, and flourish. So it's important that when we are looking at projects, we look at the positive peace aspect of it. Not because people are not shooting at each other, then things are okay. Um, so we have our work carved for us. Lebanon is multi-sectarian, multi-political. No one understands each other. The atmosphere of you being able to go against all of those currents is a little bit difficult. But
Challenging.
we are persisting, and we will keep on working. And I think going back to my necklace, I think I still have few beads more to string before I put the clasp on, and I say
Amazing.
I can wear it now
Right.
and be very
Amazing.
happy.
Very good. All right. So at this point, one of the questions that we ask, you've done so much. And actually, this one woman, I want you to meet. Her name is Rose Odette. And
Yeah.
she has written 2 books. One's called Leading Like a Lioness, and the other one is Charging Like a Bull. And she and your husband would have a lot to share because she was in the medical, um, oh, I can't even describe what it is. I'm embarrassed because she will hear me stumbling along. But you'll have to meet her because she is interested now in curriculum for young women to help them learn sooner rather than later. It's kind of our pearls of wisdom idea. Like, let's learn the important lessons sooner rather than later so we can have the positive impact that we know we can. And of course, people our age, women our age, we're happy to mentor and do everything that we can to help along the way. But for
So
you, my question is, what are your aspirations at this point in time so that you can close the necklace?
I feel I still can do a lot,
Yes.
especially with youth in our country. Youth have lost their way a little bit. So it's all about education. This is why when we do a Peace Academy, we will be able to lay down the curriculum of peace building, civic education, to be able to teach it in schools. Um, definitely, I would like to change the mindset of people that has been entrenched throughout the war, because there was 20 years of war in this country. We never experienced any of that. But the parents of those children have lost their mature way of thinking, and they're not directing the children in the right way.
Hmm.
And schools as well are not doing what they should do in civic education, and how to listen to the other, dialogue,
Right.
trying to, instead of seeing the differences, trying to see the similarities. So I have, and I have been, I think, since I was little, I never liked conflict. So I
Right.
was always bringing people together, not knowing that this is really about peace building. but but
Good.
I,
Good.
I don't like conflict among people. And when I
No.
see it in our communities, and I love working with young people because they are our future. They
Right.
are
Exactly.
these are the people that we are looking forward to
Right.
to to, to lead us and guide us. So that's my aspiration. Keep
All
on
right.
going,
Now, okay. Okay.
leading
Now
and
tell me.
educating.
All right. Tell me more about Lebanon. Tell me about Lebanon.
Lebanon. Lebanon is a very small country. It's a beautiful country, really beautiful, and I would love it. Maurice must have told you a lot about that.
Yes.
Uh, I would love that you come and visit one day. It's really beautiful. It has a lot of the natural beauty is there. It's steeped in history. We have the archaeological sites. We have the great museums. We have um, uh, great schools. The American University of Beirut is
Top
that used to be
notch.
the
Right.
Syrian Protestant College. We have There is history, and it is that's why our neighbors don't like to see us in peace. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. But Lebanon right now is just getting out, and I don't know how it's going to be handled. As you know, the financial crisis wiped away most of our deposits in the bank. I can safely say 70-80% of the
Wow.
deposits. And some people are suffering. Uh, but we have, what is nice about the Lebanese, they all congregate to help each other.
Wonderful.
So we have lots of NGOs. When we had the Beirut explosion, for instance, we had people running to see how they can help this wounded, patch up something. People were dragged into clinics here, right here. It
Wow.
was really a show of solidarity. If the politicians have to really put their ducks in a row and start thinking Lebanon first rather than their own personal agendas, and this will be one of the most successful countries because the Lebanese are very high achievers, highly educated. Education for us is the number one priority.
Super. Wonderful.
I don't know if I
Wonderful.
answered that
Yeah,
to
you did.
the
You did.
question.
Now tell me about your children. How many children and where are they and what are they doing?
My I have We have three, two girls and a boy. Colleen lives in Atlanta. She is a double master's from Tufts and Boston University. She did her undergrad in I think it was French literature, and she's a musician. She's a soprano,
Oh
and then
my.
she did a double MBA as well. When after that, when she moved to Atlanta from Boston, she decided she wants a break. So she became an entrepreneur and a chocolate business owner. That I will be sending you some when I go there.
Wonderful.
Cacao Atlanta is one of the best chocolates in the US.
Yes.
And she's really very happy doing that. Natalie did her master's at the University of Chicago in political science and anthropology, and is worked a lot of things. She can be an entrepreneur because she's a single mom. She just came back from Guatemala, where she taught for 4 years environmental science and AP psychology. She reinvents herself just to be able to address the needs of her child now as he
Yes.
is going to school. And our son is a graduate of Northeastern in Boston, and he is in fintech. Uh,
Okay.
It is if you ask me what does he exactly do, I don't know. He is married to a lovely girl, and he has two beautiful boys. And Natalie has a son as well. So we are grandparents for three children.
Very
So
good. Now, what about
Natalie is living in France now. She is heading a publication. It's a very well known publication. She does all their promotions, their takes care of their websites, and something that interests her rather than staying in the education field.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And now, what about your husband? He's retired.
My husband is retired.
And what is he spending his time doing? Looking after you?
Well, he, he loves he loves his gym.
Okay.
You know what? He's very much enjoying retirement, and I poke him every once in a while. We love to travel, so we do a lot of traveling, and he's very happy doing his gym, doing his
Wonderful.
different things.
Well, I'm sure he's got lots of people to keep in touch with and ideas as well. I think Crystal, she's arrived and she will want to know what your pearls of wisdom are.
Yeah, that's what I'm very curious. I mean, you had so many. I was taking notes. If you were to summarize, what do you think are your top pearls of wisdom that you would pass on to your daughters, your son, other? I love how you tied in, educating our future generations. So, what would those be for you?
There are more than three, if I may.
Sure, let's.
Uh, First of all, my ambition. I don't like just to not to do something useful. So I'm ambitious, and I drive everyone around me this way. I am passionate and compassionate, and this is why I like to do all of this community work. I'm very resilient, and I'm very adaptable. Wherever you throw me, uh, whether it's an alien culture or not, I fall standing up on my 2 feet in less than 3 months. I'm part and parcel of the country that we have joined. I like to lead with my heart. I like to empower a lot. If this is my strength, actually, empowering youth, empowering other women, and I do it in such a way that they really feel empowered without me being in the picture, and that's very important for me to be.
What does empowering mean to you?
It For me, it's like if they are about to do something and they're not sure how to go about it, I definitely help. I lay the structure, I guide,
And
and I make them feel that this is entirely their work. And
excellent.
youth is my work with them right now with peace building and all. So yeah.
Crystal?
Wow. I love that. I also, you really touched on something that means a lot. So not only are you a strong supporter, empower, passionate, all of those things, what I loved what you said is that you have strong support behind you. So it sounds like your husband is very supportive of all you do. Tell me how important that is as a empowered woman. So how can men step up to help the women in doing their purpose and missions?
In our case, because like we were carving our life together, and he knows that he knew, and he still knows that I was capable of carving for myself a parallel career, but yet I put that aside, and I was just supporting his career and his moves, and he makes me feel very, very appreciated. And I do those things everywhere we go. I just don't do it to prove a point. It just comes natural. It's never
Wonderful.
proving a point.
No,
At the end of the day, when he turns around, he tells me, "I'm so proud of you." It's so much more than enough.
isn't that terrific? And how many years have you been together?
52.
Wow,
Wonderful.
it is amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really
And
means a
you know,
lot.
Kristen, if I want to give you any advice, friendship. It's all
Right.
about friendship. When you are friends with your partner, your significant other, everything else becomes very easy.
And a sense of humor.
Yes.
Oh, 100. Oh my God. You should know my sense of humor, Nancy. I can't keep it back.
Right. Krista, what were you going to say?
I find so much wisdom in that because it's not a who's in power, who's leading, that it seems like this tag team, I support you, you support me, we support each other, and there's enough success for everybody. So I love to hear that, and the future generations, I think that's so important, is to find that friend, that co-partner in life that will help you aspire to your dreams and missions and purpose. And our dreams are just as important, and we have so many areas we can step. And I love, that was my next point, I love that you just find them, like you said, the opportunities just come. So it's not like you seek them out and it's like, okay, I was in, where did you say? Let me look at my notes. You were like, oh, I seen an opportunity in Pakistan and stepped up, and I could have just done, joined the bridge club. But I actually wanted to make a difference. And it was for your children, but do you know how many other people that rippled into having an effect for them? So that really is the power of what women can do. So I love what you said there.
Thank you. Thank you. And Nancy, allow me please to thank you for always promoting me, because it's I'm the only person that who is from this part of the world, and everybody else is in another part of the world. But
Well, when
I thank you for everything. I thank you for empowering women, as you very well do, and for being a great friend.
I know we're just getting started. Just getting started.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
my preferred role is being a catalyst. I love being a connector and an influencer, but only to bring it together so that other people can experience it. But I think of Crystal often because she's a master at, of course, all the technology, but the marketing and the promotion and et cetera. And at one point, I needed a website, but I didn't want to take her away from doing all the things that she was doing. So I got this other guy locally to do the website. So I'm on the call when she's talking to him, giving him some background about our business and how we work and all those sorts of things. And the thing that I always remember is Crystal says Nancy knows absolutely everyone. And if she doesn't know them, she introduces herself to them.
It's true.
Nancy, it becomes an art. At the beginning, you when you are going to a different country all the time,
Right.
people are not going just to come up to you. You have to make that first step. You
Reach
have
out.
to go and reach out and introduce yourself.
Right.
So I actually, yes, I do agree with you. I developed this into an art, and my husband tells me, "Is there anyone you cannot talk to?"
I love it. One last thing to wrap up.
Okay.
What's one thing, and maybe there's several, but at least one thing our listeners, me, can do right now to either step up, amplify their lives, or make a difference, or what's one piece of advice that we could actually implement right now?
To
Uh,
bring
um,
and to bring their uniqueness forward. We want the listeners to know they are unique, and we want them to amplify their uniqueness.
be courageous. When you have a talent, don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid to show the world what you are capable of. Courage. It really takes courage, and then everything will follow. Because a lot of people have so much talent, but they are intimidated
Right.
either by their surroundings or by their lack of support. But when you feel that you have something to give, just raise your voice, be courageous, and do it.
Perfect.
Just do it. And
Just do it.
my favorite quote before we end up is Mahatma Gandhi, when he says, "Be the change you want in the world."
Super.
And
I
this
love
is, if you are not going to be the change, the world will never move.
No, excellent. Perfect advice. Well, Mona, we're so happy that you joined us. This is amazing. And we certainly hope that you will come to our Crescendo event in Toronto in December. Currently, it's scheduled for December the 2nd, but trying to accommodate you and American Thanksgiving, we'll see what we can do. We'll know for sure what that
Okay,
date.
no, don't change that because I always stay for long in the US,
Okay,
so
it'll work.
I
Okay.
can just work it out in my schedule.
All right, perfect.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you
Great.
so much. And Crystal,
Thank
over to
you.
you to wrap up. And Crystal's going to tell us about what's ahead in March, which is amazing.
Yes, absolutely. So, just to enhance what Nancy was saying about in December. The whole series wraps up with our big crescendo live finale. That's an in-person event that's going to be in Toronto. So we're bringing back many of our speakers, some special surprises, special guests. It's going to be a full day of just absolute inspiration to wrap up the year and get ready for what's to come in 2027. So mark that in your calendar for the first week of December and looking forward to it. I'm even coming. I'm from
Yes,
Edmonton.
you are.
I'm in Edmonton, but I can't wait to go. And I'm finding the power of connection is in person is just even more powerful, and the connections and the friendships and the business developments from that are way more powerful when we do meet in person as women. It is a necessary thing. All right. So I'm excited. The next month we have March, and we have a couple amazing speakers coming up. I'm just going to get this up on my screen. Give me one moment. So we first start off with Karen Kearney, and Nancy can give her more justice than I, because she's just this incredible woman from England.
No,
But
Scotland. Scotland.
Scotland, pardon me. And she literally does work around the world of philanthropy. And her words of wisdom, every time I just fall in love with her. That's March the 4th, and March 20th, we have Sarah Chapman. And that's March 20th. March 25th, we have Adrienne Fichetti, and her tagline is "I am unbreakable," and she is one powerhouse. Even her picture is, she literally looked like a rock star, just rocking it out and being this incredible, unapologetic force in this world. So, Nancy, do you have anything more to say about these three, as you
Well,
know them quite well?
yeah, no, the March will be amazing. And Sarah Chapman is a new addition to our upcoming roster. She is a VP with Manulife, and she was just in a conference in San Diego. And Manulife is now focusing on health and wealth as it pertains to longevity. So that picked right up in my whole wheelhouse of women, worth, and wellness. And it will be a delight to hear Sarah Chapman, March the 20th.
Perfect. So, still accepting registrations, because every month it is $50 a month, or you can bring a guest and the two of you can come and learn. And there are two seats for $75. Again, our speaker series is called The Pearls of Wisdom, and it's all about amplifying our uniqueness. So to register for that, it's womanworthwellness.com/pearls of wisdom. So would love to have you join us next time, because three speakers in a month for $50, I mean, that's better than a cup of coffee a day and much cheaper. And the the reaping of rewards you get is just, you can't even measure. It's worth way more than $50, I think. So just even our conversation today, Mona, it's very inspiring. All right. Any last words from you, Nancy?
Well, just Mona, I hope you can come on and hear Karen Kearney, because she is based in Scotland, but she is a global philanthropic consultant. So she will have heard your presentation, and once you hear hers, I know you'll want to connect, because she's a gem, real gem. All these women are incredible gems.
Yeah.
I will be definitely attending all of them.
Perfect.
Love it.
Okay. Pearls of wisdom. Wear your pearls every day, girls.
Yes, let's see your pearls.
There they are.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, have a wonderful
Thank
rest of
you.
your day, and we'll see you on the next series.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks, Mona.